Hi, this is Cuberized, and welcome to my quick tip about the Infernal Tear. This is from Reliquary Reincarnations. Wow, that's a mouthful. It burns items into experience. So in other words, when you activate it, the item that you have the most of that has been identified in the list that is quote-unquote burnable will be consumed and will give you back a certain level of experience per item consumed, if that makes sense. So what those items are is one of the things I want to talk to you about, and that's my quick tip of the day. So this is a very handy item to have, especially when you're out and about, because it will consume items and give you experience. Now, if you need experience, there are some really high-level items you can toss in here to consume, but, you know, they're generally more useful items like, don't mind the donkeys, gold, iron, diamond, emerald, up to things like a nether star. So what I want to do is show you, and I've explained how this thing works in an episode, but what I want to do is show you where all this stuff is stored. So if you want to add items to the list, you can do that. So one moment while I pull that list up. Okay, so here is the list. Like everything, there is a file that holds this information. So if you go to the actual file that we're looking for is reliquary-common.toml. And I happen to use Notepad to edit these and to view them. You can use whatever you want, but I recommend that. And it's actually located in, if you, you have to kind of drill down a bit, but if you, in Windows, if you go to Users and then whatever you called yourself, I'm me, go down to CurseForge, which is where I have mine installed from, then Minecraft instances, and then the pack I'm using is Craftoria. If you're in something else that has this, you would look for that pack. Go to the config folder, and then that's where you'll see this reliquary-common.toml file. You can also just search for the file, you'll find it. And then what you're looking for is, this is many lines long. It details all the different items in the Reliquary mod pack. Or mod, sorry, mod. So what you want to do is you want to scroll down or find the Infernal Tear settings, and what it does is it'll give you this list of items that can be consumed for a point value. This is also where you can adjust up or down the existing items. So for example, if you want to have, if diamond is 125 and emerald is 63, and you think that, maybe that should be reversed, or make them both the same, or make emerald lower. You can adjust all of the things here. Now gunpowder is coming in at 8. I actually think that's kind of high. Soul sand and charcoal are coming in at a 2. Obsidian's a 4, and I think obsidian's actually, just because of the difficulty in mining it, it's actually harder. With gunpowder, I'm getting a ton from my mob spawner. So, you can actually adjust these up or down. The other thing is that you can add things to the list. So, what I've done is I actually rewrote the list in a way that's easy to read. So the things that are in the list for one experience are these 4 items. So endstone is here. Probably by the time, so netherrack and endstone are both, at level 1. they're abundant when you get to those regions. What is not here is cobble. So if you wanted to add cobble, you could do that. Sand and dirt are also not here. But, you know, they are very common. And if you want to discourage people from actually, you know, especially if you're on a server, you probably don't want to add them in because, especially if you don't have everybody mining in a mining world, because people will dig holes everywhere just to actually consume, you know, dirt and cobble and sand for experience. You just have to keep digging and accumulating it. So it may drive behavior. But if you're on your own, if you're playing, you know, single player, feel free to add in what you want. You don't add it here. Again, this is just my list. You'd add it in the file. But this just gives you an idea of what the different levels are and what's at each level and what isn't here. So, you know, nether stars at the bottom, netherite scrap is here, but there are a lot of things that aren't here. Just because the list would be massive. But you could put in pretty much any block you want and set an experience level. And again, the way you do that is you'd come down here. This is in no particular order. So honeycomb is here if you wanted to put honey bottle in also as like a level 4, because when you harvest from a hive, you either get 1 honeycomb or you get 1 bottle of honey. So you could put a bottle of honey in here for 4 as well. You know, you could put nether quartz in here, which is not in here, and maybe make it at a lower level, because quartz is a little bit harder to find and mine, and nether quartz is pretty obvious. So you could put it in here as like a 4. Yeah, so anything you would like to put in, you can do that, and then give it an assigned experience. Again, you can also change these around to, you know, something else that you like. And if you yeah, you just need to save this, and it would save the list, and then you can go ahead and use the Infernal Tear. So, yeah, just edit the file and save, and you're good to go. Then when you come back in here, you may have to restart your game. We're not changing a recipe per se, so it may be dynamic. I have not tried it yet, but if you're not seeing it, then yeah, then you'll need to restart. But that is how you make changes. And if you don't want to use it at all, if you find it, you know, you can actually also disable it. So there's always that option. Plus, all the other reliquary items are in that list, so if you want to take a look at what those are and kind of get an idea of how they work, you can do that as well. And this is my... just ignore the donkeys. This is Cuberized. I hope you found this quick tip useful. If you did enjoy, please give me a like. It really helps out. And for alerts to more content, please subscribe. And any questions or comments, put them down below. I do read and reply to everything. So thank you all very much for joining. Hope you found this useful. Cuberized, signing off.